They used to believe the forest was their kingdom. They used to believe once they vanished into the thick bushes of Zamfara, Kaduna, Niger, and beyond, they were untouchable. No cameras. No witnesses. No consequences. For years, that lie kept them alive. They built camps under trees. They hid hostages in deep valleys. They stored weapons where no patrol vehicle could ever reach. And every time the army pushed forward, they would melt into the bush like ghosts. But today, that chapter is closing. Because the forest is no longer dark. The forest is no longer silent. And the forest is no longer safe for criminals. You saw the headline, and yes, this one is big. The United States has finally opened the door for Nigeria to receive one of the most feared forest hunting machines on Earth. The H-1Z Viper attack helicopter. Not transport helicopters. Not surveillance drones. Real, full combat, battlefield-tested attack helicopters. And not in theory. Not on paper. Not someday. The fast-track button has been smashed. These birds are coming. While many of us were still shaking off Christmas rice and New Year vibes, something very serious was happening far away from home. Inside San Diego, California. Inside serious conference rooms. Inside defense manufacturing facilities. Nigeria's top Air Force commanders were not smiling for photos. They were not there for sightseeing. They were there on a mission. A program management review. Big grammar, yes, but let me translate it in street language. They went to tell the manufacturer straight to their face. We don't need promises. We don't need excuses. We need these helicopters, now. And leading that delegation personally. Not some junior officer. Not some assistant. The Chief of Air Staff himself, Air Marshal Hossein Abubakar. Your Air Force boss did not send anybody. He went himself. That alone tells you how serious this matter is. The focus of the meeting was crystal clear. Heavy checkmark remove delays. Heavy checkmark clear paperwork. Heavy checkmark speed up production. Heavy checkmark lock in delivery dates. Heavy checkmark maintain full military standards. In simple terms. No compromise, no nonsense, no stories. 12 H-1Z Viper attack helicopters are now officially on fast-track delivery to Nigeria. Let's talk about why this helicopter is not just another aircraft. This is not for show. This is not for parades. This is the same helicopter used by the United States Marine Corps in active war zones. It is built for mountains, thick forest, desert heat, night combat, surprise attacks, and most importantly, backhand index pointing right. It is built to hunt. These helicopters carry advanced sensor systems that don't care about leaves, branches, or camouflage. They see heat. Meaning if a human being is breathing under trees, if a group is hiding in caves, if someone is sleeping in a bush camp, they light up on the screen like a torch in darkness. Even at night. Even in fog. Even in rain. No more hiding. No more, we disappeared into the forest. The forest itself has now become a spotlight. One of the most important things the Air Marshal stressed in that meeting was integration. These helicopters are not just flying alone. They are meant to work hand in hand with ground troops. Picture this. Soldiers advancing carefully through forest routes. While above them, Vipers are scanning kilometers ahead. Spotting ambushes. Tracking fleeing fighters. Destroying escape paths. Before the criminals even know they've been seen. That means heavy checkmark fewer surprise attacks on soldiers. Heavy checkmark faster rescue of kidnapped victims. Heavy checkmark more destroyed camps. Heavy checkmark less chance for bandits to regroup. It shifts the balance of power completely. From hide and run tactics to constant pressure. From safe forest to haunted territory. Now, this part is important, and I'm glad the Air Force addressed it directly. One big fear people have about air power is: what about villages? What about farmers? What about innocent people? That concern is real. But here's the key advantage of these Vipers. We are not talking about random bombing. We are talking about guided targeting, verified hit signatures, confirmed hostile movement. That allows pilots to strike specific threats, not whole areas. Which means villages are safer. Rescue operations become easier. Ground troops can move without heavy collateral damage. In other words, the goal is to eliminate criminals, not punish communities. Let's not ignore something else here. For years, there were tensions. Human rights concerns. Arms sale restrictions. Delays. This fast-track deal sends a very loud international message. Backhand index pointing right: the United States now trusts Nigeria with top-tier combat equipment. Backhand index pointing right: defense cooperation is stronger again. Backhand index pointing right: Nigeria is being taken seriously in the global security space. That matters. Because security today is not just about bullets, it's also about alliances, intelligence sharing, and long-term stability planning. Let's be honest, these helicopters are not cheap toys. You don't buy them with spare change. The Chief of Air Staff openly thanked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for backing this push. Because without budget approval, diplomatic backing, strategic priority, nothing moves. So this tells us something important. Ending insecurity is not just talk anymore, resources are being committed. And that's what finally changes outcomes. Now, let me throw this to you honestly. Yes, these helicopters are powerful. Yes, they will change battlefield dynamics. Yes, criminals will feel pressure like never before. But security is not solved by weapons alone. We still need good intelligence from communities, economic opportunities in rural areas, justice systems that actually work, border control, rehabilitation programs. So the big question is, backhand index pointing right: would this end banditry completely? Or is this just one very powerful weapon in a bigger long war? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear what you think. Let's be very clear. The days of setting camps freely, moving hostages around at night, attacking villages and escaping into bushes, those days are being hunted out of existence. The forest is no longer your shield. The darkness is no longer your cover. And the sky is no longer empty. The Vipers are coming. And when they arrive, the forest will start telling on everyone hiding inside it. If this update gives you even a small sense of hope, do me a favor. Hit that like button hard. Let this message reach every Nigerian who is tired of fear, tired of kidnappings, tired of bad news. And if you're not subscribed yet, this is the time. Because once these helicopters start arriving, you already know we'll be tracking every major operation, every breakthrough, every shift in this fight.